Welcome to the chat. Today I am talking to our DVC Student Experience and Governance, Ms. Joanne Perry. Welcome.
Hey, Barb.
And our Provost, Professor Helen Huntley.
Hello, Barb. Happy to be here.
Thank you. So today we're talking about The Voice. The Voice survey was released on Monday the 15th of July, and I want to hear from two of our very special DVCs about how they use the results. And in particular, I want to know a little bit about the areas that you have concerns about.
Thanks, Barb. So if I can go first, Joe. Probably one of the areas that we've struggled with over the years is the feedback about cross-unit collaboration, which is basically people working together. But there seems to be a perception that the divisions and the work units across the university don't work especially well together. From my perspective, there's probably not a day that goes by that Joe and I don't liaise over some aspect, and it's always to do with the student experience. So Ted looks after the academic delivery side of the business, and Joe's area looks after general non-academic. But you can't separate the two, they're mixed. So we talk about student admissions, what's best in those lines. We talk about students' complaints and student satisfaction. We liaise over graduation. So the whole student journey is basically a combination of inputs from both of the divisions. Really specifically and more recently, we've worked together on renewing the retention strategy and the plan that falls out of that, and that's vital for our student progress. But even the HEP, how we allocate the higher education partnerships funding across the university, and how we actually work together with the Respect Now Always as a response to student sexual harassment on campus, I think have been really important examples of where it takes more than just one area to look after our students.
Yeah, look, I agree, Barb. I honestly don't think any of us could do our jobs without each other. And I don't just mean Helen, I mean the exec and all the divisions across the university. For example, we've just finished orientation last week. My team might be the ones that facilitate and coordinate the process, but absolutely could not do their job without TED, without areas like facilities, our wonderful AVC network across the country. So, yeah, to me, every day is a day about cross-unit collaboration. So I think, as Helen mentioned, probably our results in that area haven't always been the highest. And I guess I'd probably like to put a challenge out to staff that I guess don't wait for something to happen. If you feel that you need to have a conversation or involve another area with something that you happen to be working on, pick up the phone and invite someone along to your staff meeting. Have a chat. Like, it doesn't have to be anything major and complicated. You know, I think it's just about people communicating and talking to each other and working together, and that's certainly what Helen and I try to do, and I know that's the same for the other exec members in their divisions as well. So, yeah.
Excellent. So another key part about cross-unit collaboration is communication and whether we are communicating enough with our staff. How do you feel about that? Do you think we do?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because, you know, we all have hundreds of emails that pop into our inbox every day, and the last thing we want is another email potentially, but then we want to share information with each other as well. So I think part of it is about informing yourself, and yes, it might be another email, or yes, you might have to go onto the staff net to have a look at something, but that's up to all of us to be informed and, you know, take the time out to either read an email or find some information that you need. So, you know, there's that side of it, and I guess the flip side of it is maybe, again, it's not about an email, it's about having a conversation. So if there is an issue that your team is grappling with, you know, pick up the phone, get the people together on a Zoom. We're all used to working that way now. So, you know, maybe don't send that email. Maybe organise a quick catch-up and have a chat about it. So that might be one way of having one less email in your inbox every day. But I think in an organisation like CQ, it is so complex. There is so much happening all the time. But again, I think keeping ourselves informed, for example, just read uni news once a week. Have a quick skim through and you'd be amazed at all the stuff that's happening out there. Student stories, lots of fantastic things that are happening. So yes, it is a lot going on, but I think, feeling informed might empower you to, think about other things that we could be doing as well.
No, I agree. And I think communication is particularly a wicked problem at every university, but particularly ours when we have 26 delivery sites. We've got a large number of online students. We've got academics, professional staff, casual staff all across the country. So I really think, Barb, it's a balance. We don't want to overload people with information. But right from the top, the Vice-Chancellor's staff meetings, the staff forum, they are very well attended. And I think Nick gives the highlights of what's happening at the university in those. We have interdivisional, and within our divisions we have newsletters. Most of the schools will have a newsletter to their staff. As you said, the uni news, we now governance communicates to the relevant members the outcomes of the major meetings in a summarised way. So I think it's not a matter of lack of information, it's a matter of being discerning and then picking up the information that you want or you need. I think we do it quite well for a complex organisation.
And in the last couple of years, we've introduced StaffNet, which is our single point of truth too. So if there is information that you're not sure about, just search
Go there.
and use the
Absolutely.
search button. It's just like Google. I find that very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I normally, during the voice process, put a challenge out to the DVCs to beat each other when it comes to response rates. So how do you think that you're going to go? Who out of the two of you do you think's going to win with your percentages?
I think one of our DVCs might have a slight advantage, seeing as there's like 3 people in her division. So can we exclude that DVC perhaps?
Well, we'd never exclude. However, she may be the one that gives out the prize to the
Okay,
rest.
good idea.
So,
Nice.
so any order of ranking, do you think? Anyone you think's going to get the wooden spoon?
I'm not sure I want to comment on that one, Barb.
No, I always look at it through the lens of percentages. So, and I think at last count, Ted had over 1,000 members, colleagues in the tertiary education division. So I might have to work just that little bit harder to get the percentages up. But look, I honestly think it's an opportunity. People should grab this opportunity. It's if you pick up the phone and talk to someone about a problem or an issue and a concern and just talk about it amongst yourselves, probably not much is going to actually happen in response to that. But if our colleagues actually link into the voice survey and give us honest perceptions about different aspects of the university, then we will listen and they'll give us a capacity to actually do something about it. So I do encourage everybody to have your say. I did mine this morning and it doesn't take very long.
I think part of what I think we've done well in the past with the voice survey has been that connection that staff feel to the vision and the strategic direction of the organisation. So I'm thinking this is, for me, it feels like a really exciting time because, we had the strategic plan released last week. We've got a relatively new Vice-Chancellor, I think we can still call him new. So lots of exciting things happening. I think it's nice to see that the values and the vision are fairly much in line with what they were in the last version. So hopefully that will be a level of comfort to staff that things haven't changed so dramatically. So I'm really hopeful that those really positive results around the vision and the strategy and believing in the purpose of the university, I've no doubt will continue to be as strong as what they have in the past. And I think for a long-term employee, we've both been at the university for a long time, that's really satisfying to me, and I'm really proud to work at a university like Seeker University because of the way that staff feel really involved and a part of the purpose. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what that feedback says as well.
Excellent, great. Well, thank you both for joining me today on the chat. I really appreciate it, and see you next time.
Thanks, Barb.
Thanks, Barb.